Hello everyone and welcome back. Alright, so in this video we're going to go over how to install and load packages, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of different ways in order to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start and open up a brand new script file. Now I want to be very careful about the use of this script file. As just a matter of course, I do not like putting commands on how to install packages or an install package command inside of my script file. I think it's just bad coding practices. Normally you can do this, and I'm going to actually load the same package twice in order to show you that there's no explicit problem. You can reload a package as many times as you want. So it's not going to stop your code from running, but it is going to slow things down. And if you're ever doing something that actually takes quite a bit of processing speed or processing power, all you're doing is just slowing down the end results and repeatedly downloading a package over and over and over again. This also will slow down server time and server downloads for other people that are not necessarily doing that. So usually I recommend putting all install package commands directly down at the console line, which you certainly can do. So the first way I'm going to show you is how to actually use the RStudio general user interface, or pardon me, graphic user interface, in order to download the package. So I'm going to go over here to this bottom tab on the right hand side, and I'm going to click on the packages tab, and of course this gives us a list of all the packages that are currently installed on our machine. Now you'll notice a little button over here for install, and then a little dialog box will kind of pop up here. So if you look under the first drop down menu, you'll see there's a handful of different things here. One is if you actually have all the package files directly installed on your individual machine, you can point your RStudio, which is effectively just a browser, you can point it directly to that and download it manually, or install it manually. But instead, I'm going to just keep it right on the CRAN for now. And the package I'm going to download, I actually have it already, is going to be Tidyverse, and this is a package that we use frequently within ECON 312, my monetary class. Because it's an easy way to download ggplot2, and we use ggplot2 so much in that class. So I'm going to just type in Tidyverse here. Now if you notice while I was typing here, if you don't really know the full spelling of a particular package, you can just start typing it and it'll automatically start kind of searching for packages of that title. So it's really easy to kind of narrow down and identify various packages. As long as you know loosely what the package is called, it's relatively easy for you to find that. So in this case, I'm going to want Tidyverse, and I don't have a separate library or a separate directory for all my packages that I download, so it's just going to go right into the individual library file by default when I installed RStudio. So I'm going to hit install, and like I said, I already have this package installed on my machine, so this is not going to do anything problematic. It's going to install kind of relatively quickly for me. If it's your first time to load this, or if it's the first time you're doing it within an RStudio Cloud project, this may take a few minutes in order to download all of the various packages that you're going to need. Now, another way that you can do this, you'll notice here when we used this graphic user interface to install a package, it automatically produced the individual line item code for you to download it. So this is the actual code that the graphic user interface produced. So as we're clicking and typing in package names and saying, okay, install, this is really the one command that you need in order to install a package. So as long as you know the actual package name, this is the formal code that you would use. Like I said, as just a matter of course, I don't recommend any student ever put an install.packages command inside of a script file, because that script file is supposedly something that you're putting together a series of commands for reproducibility and repeatability, and you don't necessarily want to do that. Now, if it's been a long time since you've installed a package, sometimes you're able to keep up with the various news that's happening within our programming community, but most people don't, and there's just a lot of information to kind of keep up with. So unless you know that your package is out of date, or know is some information, you may not be inclined to actually consistently over and over and over again install packages and reload Tidyverse. Now, once you have installed the package, you still can't use it. That's the sad thing. There's only a handful of packages that are actually ready to go and ready to use the moment you open up an RStudio project or session. And that's done by design, because basically we're reserving as much possible processing speed to execute various commands that we're after here. So even though you've installed the package, you still can't use the package. You can't use the functions that are available for you within that package. This is where we're going to put a command that we really do want inside of our individual script, and that's going to be the library command. So the library command is a function that will allow you to now access all of the various subfunctions or data sets, all of the scripts that are located within the package that you've just installed. So here is where I would type in tidyverse. And if I execute this line, now I can use everything within this package. Now there is some little bit of difference between this install.packages command and the library command. Notice among the install.packages command down here in the console, you've got the name of the package tidyverse in quotation marks, but we don't have that within the library. So you kind of have to be relatively specific when you're downloading a package from CRAN, but you do need to have, or you don't necessarily need to have that when you're using this library package, or this library function rather. So we can execute this line. There's a couple of different ways we can execute lines. We can either put our cursor directly on that line and hit the run button down here, or if you wanted to use a key command, if you're on a PC, you can hit Control and Enter at the same time, or if you're on a Mac, you can hit Command and Enter, and that will also execute that command for you. Notice when the package is installed, all of a sudden it'll say it's attaching packages, and it attaches all of these packages, both ggplot2, but also tibble, tidyr, readr, per-r, dplyr, stringer, and forcats. And then you'll also usually see at the bottom here 2 conflicts, and what this is these are basically duplicate functions that are within the base, either base R or stats or some other package that downloads by default with your build of R. And so you can largely ignore those conflicts. There are some specific reasons when you would not want to ignore those conflicts, but we're not going to get into to that right now, so you shouldn't really have to worry about it from a naive or beginner user perspective. So great, so this is how you install a package, and then you can load that package via the library command. You're going to need to load the package via the library command anytime you want to actually access the package that you've just downloaded. So I kind of make the analogy inside of my classes. It's the equivalent of I've bought a book, but it's on a shelf until until I want to get into the book. Then I'll have to go to the library and pull it off the shelf so that I can actually open it up and read it. So great. So this is just, like I said, a very simple video to kind of go over the 2 basic functionalities and the differences between installing a package and then calling a package for library. Within an individual project, you should not have to install a package again. If you're in RStudio Cloud and you open up a new project, you will need to install that package again, because the packages that you download for a specific project within RStudio Cloud, they do not transfer over into a different project, even though it's under the same username. So keep that in mind. All right, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.